Hi, this is Dr. Minkoff, LifeWorks Wellness Center. Today I want to talk about a topic which is brain fog and what causes it. One of the reasons it can be caused is an autoimmune reaction. Now, what do we mean by brain fog? Brain fog means you're about 1 second behind where you should be. So you're sitting here and you're trying to understand what's going on, and you're actually not able to track while it's going on. So if you're trying to read, you can't really read, because by the time you see the word and it should bring an understanding, there's a lag of a couple seconds where it doesn't really go, and then you lose track of where you are. So brain fog means that your brain cells aren't actually functioning right. And one of the things that can cause that is if your immune system is attacking your own brain cells. So this is autoimmune. Auto means self. Immune means your immune system. So your immune system has a basic design, and it's protect you, which is self, from non-self. Non-self would be bacteria and fungi and heavy metals and other stuff, where the immune system should be attacking it or blocking it or taking care of it to protect you. Sometimes the immune system gets confused. It thinks that you are a bad guy and it attacks you. And there's a whole catalog of diseases and conditions which have to do with autoimmune. From ulcerative colitis to multiple sclerosis to rheumatoid arthritis to lupus. These are all autoimmune conditions where the immune system is making antibodies. These are anti-proteins against your own tissue or against your own body. One of the causes of brain fog is an autoimmune reaction against your own brain cells. So if a brain cell is supposed to get a communication, like you see something, the electromagnetic frequency comes in your eye, it hits the nerves in the back of your eye, it goes to various parts of your brain. Your brain assembles whatever it is that happens that nobody understands, which you then say, oh, that's a tree, or that's a bush, or that's green, or that's brown, or she said X, or he said Y, or the dog barked. Those are all electromagnetic communications that come in either through sight or sound, and they go to your brain, and the brain is a relay point where it integrates all this from your past experience and from what you know and from your thought, and it makes sense out of it so that you understand your environment and what's in it. And if those various relays, those gazillions of relays that have to take place with every communication that comes in, if those nerve cells are inflamed and they're running slow, or they're running blocked, or some of them are working and some of them aren't, because the brain has billions and billions and billions of neurons which interact in microseconds to a communication. And if any of those pathways are slowed, you don't get what's going on, or you're slow. Or you're depressed, or you're anxious, or you can't sleep. All of these things are various parts of the same problem. And if your immune system is seeing that your neurons, your brain cells, are bad and they're being attacked, whether it's the sheath on the brain cell, it's called myelin, or whether it's the nerve cell itself, then they're not going to work right. And those communications aren't going to happen right. And then you're going to be behind present time. You're going to have brain fog. And it's a terrible feeling because you just don't feel like you're with it and you're not sharp. And it can affect memory, so you can't remember. Like, what's that guy's name? And you can't remember what it is, or what's that phone number? I once had a patient in here who had such bad brain fog that he carried a 3x5 card in his pocket. And every time he wanted to address his wife, who he'd been married to for 40 years, he had to look at the card so he knew what her name was, because he couldn't remember her name, and he had known this woman for 40 years. Okay? It's sad, but more and more people are getting this experience today. We know that more than 50% of 28-year-olds have memory problems. They're not sharp like they should be. And they have brain fog, or they have memory issues. And one of the causes of this is an autoimmune reaction. The immune system is set off to cause their immune system to attack their brain. Now, this could be caused by various kinds of infection, Lyme disease and various herpes viruses. It could be caused by toxins, chemicals, and pesticides. It could be caused by heavy metals. So one of the things that we look for when we're trying to sort this out is, what are the reasons that we can find that this person has brain fog? And then as we find them, there are treatments that we can do to alleviate that. And as these things get alleviated, the immune system stops attacking the brain cells heal, the memory comes back, the mood comes back, the sleep comes back, and the brain fog goes away, and it clears. And then the person's like, I'm in present time again. I'm actually here, and I actually see you, and I know who you are. Okay? So I hope that's understandable. I hope that helps. See you next time.